This under-construction bridge in the northwest of Pakistan is a grim reminder of the devastation caused by the last year's floods. But it also reflects the slow pace of reconstruction work even 1 year after the catastrophe. The 2010 floods affected over 20 million people from across Pakistan and saw around a fifth of the country under water, with the disaster killing at least 2,000 people. As 1 year on, not only the road infrastructure, but also millions of flood survivors have yet to be rehabilitated. This makeshift camp in Charsadda district, one of the worst hit areas, speaks volume of the problems being faced by the flood victims. The effects of last year's flooding in Pakistan are still visible here in these makeshift camps in the northwest of the country. These flood survivors are living in appalling conditions even 1 year after the disaster, and their miseries have been compounded further due to the heavy monsoon rain this season. As you can see just behind me, even their makeshift camps are now inundated with water. The living condition here is unhygienic. The children facing multiple health problems with diarrhea and skin infections are the most common diseases. The inhabitants of these camps say they have no access to any health facility.
We would not have been languishing here if the government has done anything for us. I, along with my family, have been living in these camps for the last 1 year in a miserable condition.
The government is not providing us any assistance. Nothing has changed. We are surviving and relying only on the charity the people give us.
According to Pakistan Red Crescent Society, food insecurity and malnutrition are real threats, and an immediate response is needed to avert another disaster. Everyone living in these camps has a story to tell. This man recalls the events when floodwaters swept his entire village.
I was at my home when the flood hit my village. It swept away everything. 10 people in our village died because of the floods.
Since then, he has never gone back to his village and is struggling to survive. He is just one of many who have lost everything in floods, their homes and their livelihoods. This village on the bank of the river Kabul was destroyed completely due to floods. Life here now seems gradually returning to normalcy. But the villagers here say they are rebuilding their houses with a little government help.
The government has promised to give us 100,000 rupees for the reconstruction, but I was given just 20,000 rupees. People here in this area are rebuilding their houses on their own, and some help is being provided by different non-governmental organizations.
According to international aid agencies, close to 1 million families nationwide are still without proper homes even 1 year after the tragedy. In Sindh, the worst hit province, over 40,000 people are still living in makeshift camps.
We were recently in Gotki, where the village has been flooded, already because the embankment hasn't been rebuilt on time, and the communities were taking out their bricks of the house and moving to higher grounds. So we can see, there's still a lot to be done in rehabilitation and reconstruction work of the past floods.
The slow process of reconstruction work is attributed to lack of funds. Some of the aid agencies say the country's negative image is the real reason behind poor response from the donor agencies and the world.
Perception of Pakistan outside, we need to do something to improve it because it's very negative. What people know Pakistan for is not the good things, that exist in Pakistan, but it is, by the different kinds of acts of violence that take place, for example, and board statements about governance issues and misuse of resources.
As the water level rises again this year in the rivers of Pakistan, the United Nations has warned that up to 2 million people are again at risk from flooding. Other aid agencies also said that the country is needed money to halt another humanitarian crisis. As Pakistan marks the first anniversary of last year's devastating floods, situation on the ground indicates that the challenge to rehabilitate and reconstruct the flooded areas is far from over. Kamran Yusuf, Press TV, Charsadda in the northwest of Pakistan.